To talk with Barledon. Today I have a very special guest. I know you want to know him. His name is Noble. So Noble Dumte is my very good friend, my student. I taught him while I was teaching in Eagle Island Independent Baptist Nursery and Primary School. One of these days I met Noble and I asked him, which is your favorite subject? And he told me data processing. So I said, wow, this is good. And I said, I hope you'll be able to tell me one or two things about data processing. He said, yes, that is ready. As you can see, he's not even carrying any book. Everything he's going to teach us today is from his head. I want to give you a few things about Noble. I checked his results, and the aspect that interests me the most, why I say so, is that this aspect is what will help him to even achieve greater success. And then what I saw is that for personal development, in honesty, Noble score A. In initiative, Noble score A. In self-control, Noble score A. In self-reliance, Noble score A. Then when it comes to social development, in consideration for others, Noble score A. Organizational ability, Noble score A. Politeness, Noble score A. Then relationship with staff, he has A. Also, respect for common property, he also has A. He didn't stop there. Then when it comes to sense of responsibility, for attentiveness, he has A. For class attendance, A. That means he has highest. And then for diligence, Noble has A. For neatness, Noble has A. And then for punctuality, Noble has A. And when it comes to psychomotor skill, maybe something you do with your hand, maybe leg or so, handwriting, A for Noble. Manual skill, let's say maybe using hand to do something, he has A. And then for music performance, probably Noble will sing song for us today. I'm joking. Noble has A. And then for sports and games, Noble has A. And for verbal fluency, Noble has A. So with this kind of foundation, I believe that Noble is set for success. And Noble is set, he can achieve anything he wants to achieve in life. With this kind of foundation that he has in these areas, Noble can go as far as he can. So we are not going to discuss about these things I just mentioned today. Today we are going to look at data processing. And then in data processing, we'll be looking at, he said he is going to define what computer is, and then we'll look at the generation of computer, and we'll look at the history and development of computer. We'll also look at the binary system, and then we'll look at the impact of computer in the society. Let me clap for Noble. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Welcome to Talk with Barledo. So, what do you have to say about data processing, or what is computer? Just
So,
define computer.
computer is a electronic device that is used to store, accept, and process data as information.
Okay.
So, computer are not ordinary, like not mostly electronic because some of them operate without the electronics,
Oh.
but majority are operates with electronics.
Okay.
Then the computer has different parts such as the keyboard, the mouse,
Mm.
the monitor. Some of them are classified as output, some of them as inputs. The
Okay.
output are the ones that they can bring out results and you can see it, you can feel it.
Mm.
While the input are the ones that you cannot be touching it, but you can see it with your eyes.
Mm.
Example of an output computer is the printer. The
Okay.
printer prints results for you, while the output of an input is the monitor.
Mm.
So let's move to the generations of
Okay, yeah. So you've
computer.
defined computer. I know you were rushing. I know you are. I know you're ready for today. Could you define that computer again? You said computer is an electronic device.
They are used to store, accept, and process data and information.
Okay, so computer is a electronic device. You said that it's not all computer that are electronic, but most
Yes,
of them are
yes.
electronic. Okay, so that was very useful because normally I used to feel that every computer is electronic. So there are ones that are not
Yes,
electronic.
electronics.
Electronic. What will you want to tell us? What is electronic? Like, is
Elect-
it? Yeah.
Electronics, these are devices or appliances that electronics, these are devices or appliances that works with electricity. So without
Okay.
electricity, they can't work.
Okay, so there are most of them uses electricity,
Yes,
while few of them
does not.
don't use electricity.
Yes,
Wow, wow, that's very good. I think I'm learning this for the first time. I used to feel that all computers work with
electricity.
electricity. So there are some that don't work with
Yes,
electricity.
yes.
Wow, thank you so much for that. So um, let's move into the generations of computer.
Okay.
Yes.
So we have five generations of computer. They
Oh,
have the first generation, second, third, and fourth, with the
okay.
fifth. So the first generation, um they were mostly made of vacuum tube.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing they were mostly made of, because the vacuum tubes were large things, and they could process it like one of the computer can fill a entire one of the computer in those days can fill an entire building, and they were not operated by one person. They were operated like 5 or 6 person. They were
Mm,
operated in groups. Though they were large and they mostly heated the area up
mm.
because they're very slow in processing. But they still had some advantages, like they were not like portable, but they were anti-thefts, meaning like someone cannot come and steal it.
Because
Not
it's
like
too big.
because it's too big to. So then the second generation was mostly made of transistors. They were
Mm,
smaller than the first generation and more faster than first generation. They were mostly made of transistors, but they were not too small,
mm.
but they were still anti-theft. Then the third generation were made out of integrated circuits.
Okay.
Integrated circuits, tiny tiny components of microprocessors. So a thousands like 100 integrated circuits makes up a microprocessor.
Okay. What 100 integrated circuits
Circuits
make? Okay.
of a one processor. One processor, should I say?
Okay. So the third
If
generation has integrated
circuits,
circuits.
that was what they're making made of. They are smaller,
Okay.
more faster than the first generation
And the second
and the
generation.
second generation.
Okay.
So then the third generation, they're made of microprocessor.
Okay. That is the fourth one.
Yes,
The fourth one.
yes.
Okay.
They were now portable, so they could carry it around anywhere they want. So that was those ones, they were portable, faster, more faster than the other generations, and more they could store better than the other generation, because the
Mm,
other generations don't have enough storage capacity.
mm.
While the fifth generation, there are AI, which we normally use these days.
Okay.
Artificial intelligence, that's the meaning of AI.
Mm,
They are very smart, fast, and they process large amount of data, but
mm.
they are expensive to get these days. So those are the generations of computer.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much. So the first generation make use of vacuum tube. They
Yes,
were very big,
yes,
and one of the advantage they have is that they are anti-theft.
anti-theft.
They
Yes,
cannot because they are big.
yeah,
They cannot carry them. Okay, and then we also have the second generation has transistor. This one
yes,
was a little bit smaller
yes,
but faster than the first
yes,
generation, and also was still big.
yes,
It was also anti-theft. They cannot steal them. And then the third generation comes with integrated circuit. And then we say this integrated 100 is integrated circuit makes a processor,
yes, a microprocessor.
microprocessor.
Yes,
Okay, that means okay. And then the fourth generation has come with a
microprocessor.
microprocessor.
Yes,
Wow, so that we are talking about um for a microprocessor, it means for one microprocessor,
yes,
it has that means it
100.
was 100
Integrated,
integrated circuits.
but they combine it
They
together.
combine together to make
Yes,
a micro.
processor.
Wow. So the smaller the thing is, the
Mhm.
smarter
The
it
complete.
was.
Yes,
Wow. So the fourth generation is easy to steal because it's smaller,
smaller. Yes,
but it's smarter.
yes,
What?
and more has more storage capacity
Okay.
than the others.
And it's small.
Yes,
Wow. The one that is big has small storage capacity.
yes,
The one that is small has bigger
mhm.
storage capacity. Wow, that's very good. And then the fifth generation is
AI,
the AI, the one with artificial intelligence.
intelligence.
Wow, and these all these were developed long ago, right?
The AI is the one we use today,
Okay,
while the others are the ones were long ago.
okay,
Though the
okay.
microprocessor are still in these days were few,
Mm, okay, okay,
but the
okay.
third and second and fifth and fourth and the third, second and first generation, I don't think they are
Yeah.
still in this.
Wow, wow. I see. Thank you so much, Noble. Give me this handshake. Let's go on break. Thank you. Welcome back, Noble. You've done well. You've taken me through a lot. You've taught me some things that I don't know. Like the aspect that you said that not all computers that are electronic,
Yes,
and also the majority of it is electronic.
yes,
And then you told me that you've given us definition
yes.
that a computer is an electronic device that is used to accept,
Store
store and process
data
data
information.
to information. Okay, so you've also explained the generation
Generations of computer.
of computer that there are five.
Yes.
One comes with
Vacuum tools.
vacuum tube, very big,
Yes.
bigger than this way. It was very big,
Like it can contain like the entire room.
like an entire room.
Yes.
Wow, no wonder they cannot steal it. Okay, so the thing moved down to smaller one to
Yes.
now AI.
Yes.
Okay, so now let's look at the history and development of computer. Yes.
Okay, so the history and development of computer, the first could be, or should I say, the computer that were used in those days were called abacus.
Okay.
Abacus, this were a counting device used by, it was produced in by the Chinese,
Mm,
but later used in Egypt. So the abacus was meant to solve additions and subtraction.
mm.
That was the main purpose of the abacus.
Okay.
And those who use the abacus were called abacusists.
I hope I'll be able to spell it. Okay.
Just like abacus, but S. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So yeah.
So the abacus were they were mostly used by Chinese. They were used in the 30 were used in 13th century by the Chinese, but they later moved it to Egypt so they can be used there more because the Egyptians used it more than the Chinese people did.
Mm,
Although it was produced by a Chinese person. So the second one was the John Nampian boom, or should
okay.
I say Nampian boom because that's the real name. It was produced by a Scottish missionary by the name John Nampian. The main purpose of the John Nampion bone was to calculate multiplication through
Okay.
arithmetic or logarithm addition. Was to calculate multiplication through arithmetic or logarithm
Mm,
addition. It was produced by John Nampion in the 16th century.
okay.
While they also have the next on the slide rule. The slide rule was also produced by John Nampion.
The what?
Slide rule,
Okay.
slide and rule,
Slide what?
rule.
Rule.
Uh,
Okay.
it was produced to solve mainly multiplication and division.
Okay.
That was the main purpose of it. Then after the slide rule came the Pascal calculator.
Okay.
The Pascal calculator was produced by a boy named Pascaline.
Mm,
So the boy was producing a calculator because his father was a tax collector and the father didn't had problem when he was counting the money of the people.
mm,
So the boy helped the father in producing this calculator so the father cannot have problem when he's solving so I cannot make a mistake because the father was a tax collector in those
mm,
days.
mm.
So they named the calculator after him. So they called it
Wow.
Pascal calculator.
Pascal. Okay.
Yes, and the Pascal calculator could calculate addition, subtraction, division,
Mm.
multiplication.
Okay. This one has addition, multiplication,
Yes,
division,
yes,
and what again?
addition, multiplication, division, subtraction.
Okay. Wow.
So we also have the Java phone.
Okay.
The Java phone, this is not mainly used
Java what?
Jaguars or Java's room. This was not mainly used for let me say calculations, but was used in helping or producing of textiles like the measurement for the textile
Mm.
itself. But it was related to
Okay.
calculating in a way.
So they use in doing textile like
Textile, yes,
clothes
clothes, yes.
materials. Okay.
Yeah, so those are the histories of the develop. But we are not true. We also have the functions.
Okay.
Uh,
Functions of.
function the functions, the classification of computer based on functions.
Okay.
So we have the classification of computer based on functions. We have the general and the specific. That's why the name implies on the general. The general
Mm.
are used for many taxes.
Okay.
So while the specific are used for one tax, like your scientific calculator, these ones are just used for only calculations.
Mm.
While your phone, it can be used for calling, for texting
Mm.
people, for watching videos. So your phone is like an example of a general computer, while your
Mm.
calculator is like a specific computer because it's only used for calculation, while your phone is used for different things.
Wow.
While they also have computer based on types.
Okay.
Types. They're
Okay. Before we go into that type, let's also take another break. Classification based on function.
yeah, some
That we have
functionality.
general function and
Specific.
specific function. Calculator falls under specific function.
While
And
your
the
phone
phone
on
falls under general function. Okay, so you want to tell me about the
classification based on
types.
types.
Okay.
So the types of computer, so the classification based on types. They are classified by three. First of all, the analog. The analog,
Okay.
these are computers that their data are not exacted. For example, your speedometer in the car, you see that things that looks like a protector in your car, then you now see an arrow pointing. The speedometer is not exacted because you don't know how speed the car is going. It might be showing like 180 that we're going at the speed of 180. Meanwhile, can be 180.5, 180.
Mm.
So that's your speedometer in your car is not exerted. The data is not, these are so the computers, this computer, their data are not exerted. While we also have the digital. The
Mm.
digital, their own data are exerted. These are their own data. Example, your smartwatch. Your smartwatch are example of data. They are example of digital computers, like your
Mm.
digital watch, your smartwatch. They give the direct time on the exact times of the day. While they also have the hybrid. Hybrid is like the combinations of both the digital and the analog. So
Mm.
the hybrid is like neutral. It might not be digital, it might not be, sometimes it might be digital, sometimes it might be analog. It can be exacted sometimes, it cannot be exacted sometimes.
Okay.
So that's the classification of computer by types. We
Okay.
also have the classifications of computer by size.
Oh, by size.
Yes.
Hope we're not going to enter into generation again.
No, the size classification by computer by size, they are different. The number one, the first one we start with is the microcomputer. A
Okay.
microcomputer, these are made out of one microprocessor mounted on a memory chip.
Okay.
So they are small unit storage, and an example of that is your watch, your iPad. Those are example of microcomputers.
Okay.
But the next one is mini computer. Mini computer, they are bigger than the microcomputer, and they're also faster. They can store data more.
Mm.
They are larger, but there's a difference between both of them because one uses one microprocessor, while the
Mm.
other might uses four or five.
Okay.
Why the mainframe computer? These are computer they are mostly used in industry like bank. They store large amount of data. When I mean large, I mean very large.
Wow.
So that's why they are using banks so they can store enough data.
Mm.
So they are like the normal computer we see, but has more storage
Okay.
capacity. So
Wow.
there are also the supercomputer. The supercomputer are the ones that has artificial intelligence. They are very expensive but very very smart. They are used to perform jobs just like simulation, weather forecasting,
Mm.
all this. They are, because the weather forecasters also use computers to check the weather of the day.
Yeah.
So that's the computer based on size, considering on computer based on size.
Wow. Wow. That was lovely. That was lovely. Thank you so much for this information you've just given. Just giving me. I think maybe I should look for a way to get supercomputer because today I stepped out. I wanted to wash, so I stepped out to get soup, and then rain fell. I couldn't even go back again. If I had the supercomputer, maybe I would have used it to check the weather. I think say one of the functions is to check weather.
Yes, weather forecasting.
Yeah, but I know it will be very very expensive,
Yes,
and mostly it is industry that. Okay, you said those weather.
forecasters.
Okay,
They
that
mostly use
okay.
it to forecast weather.
Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much for this important information that you are just bringing out from your head without book or anything. So that was so good. Thank you so much, Noble. So we have discussed the meaning of computer. We look
Yes,
at the generation of computer.
yes,
You've also told me about the history and development of computer from
yes,
Habakkuk. In fact, it started from calculating things
yes,
and we've gotten to where we are today,
yes.
to the point that we have computer that can read the weather. And it will tell me if I should carry umbrella or not. So it's good. So we've also now let's look at the binary system. Thank you for watching this special edition. See you in the next episode.